What is going on, guys? Mobile Carrier News here, and Verizon is ready to make the most of the use of their 5G network as fast as possible. We're in 2023, and Verizon is rapidly deploying and improving their network every day, wherever you are in the country. Yes, some areas you might not have any connection. The LTE you used to have that was fast 10 years ago, it is now being upgraded to 5G, and Verizon is honestly working on this every day tirelessly. They are about to hit 200 pops this year, I believe by the end of January 2023 this year to early February 2023. They're going to have 200 million pops. Then after that, once that happens, they're going to keep scaling and improving their 5G network. They are focusing a lot on spectrum. Spectrum is their number one priority here. Because they don't have their mid-band yet, they are honestly working on 20 to 40 megahertz of spectrum. In my case, I have about 20 megahertz of spectrum, it's pretty fast. It doesn't matter if I'm on low band, if I'm on ultra wideband, the megahertz still hit pretty well. Verizon is hoping to expand that to 100 to 200 megahertz of mid-band spectrum, but this will all vary in location. So depending on where you are, because how Verizon is doing it is they're not going to put it everywhere where it doesn't really need use. Yes, almost everywhere needs a high amount of spectrum, a lot of connection and just speeds, but Verizon is focusing more on certain areas, depending if it's like a city, a small town, midtown. That's where the C-band and the millimeter wave is going to focus on heavily. And by the end of 2023, they're going to have a total access of 2,036 megahertz of spectrum. And basically, it says, you can read here, 295 megahertz of sub 6 gigahertz of low and mid band, and 1,740 megahertz of millimeter wave. So basically, by the end of 2023, not only will their low band 5G network be crazy fast, I'm gonna predict 100 to 200, maybe 300 megahertz of low band spectrum. That's how I think fast it's gonna be, or it's just gonna stay maximum to 200, depending if they have to up it up and how much usage and connections are being transferred. That's what it is. Now their mid band is gonna be insane. That's what I'm hyped about, because their mid band spectrum, it's basically gonna hit 500 to 700 megabytes per second, even a gigabyte. Even if it hits a gigabyte, their highest millimeter wave spectrum is predicted to hit 2 to 3 gigabytes of megabytes per second down, which I think is insanely fast. Verizon is literally tearing down old equipment, upgrading towers, and they're scaling hard. Like, they are not slowing down. They are doing everything in their power. Yes, Verizon it still feels like they're very slow. We got to be patient. But Verizon will improve all the networks, and they will have a really good connection. Even if you switch to their LTE, the LTE will be upgraded heavily. You won't be getting 40 to 70 megabytes per second down anymore, even if you just want to use LTE. You will be hitting over 100 to 300 megabytes per second down if you decide to use LTE. If you want to do a comparison, it will be blazing fast. Like, they will not stop upgrading their network, even if it's just on 5G. They have to increase the bandwidth and the scalability of their LTE network. They honestly can't leave it like that. Yes, they do have to maybe keep some areas of the LTE, intact, but they have to upgrade no matter what. Like, that's what Verizon is, good at doing. At the end of the day, you should be getting reliable speed and coverage. They already have coverage. Now they just got to get the speeds. Now, the backbone is where they're really going to go all crazy with this. Basically, all the towers, they're basically focusing on 5G nodes. They're focusing on now they have a lot of fiber. Keep in mind, Verizon's fiber is huge. They own their own fiber. They're not like T-Mobile, where they have to rent the fiber. They have to lease it for 6 months a year. They have their own fiber, and it's 48% complete on this. Well, basically now, in my opinion, I think it's 50. It's almost hitting, as you can see here. It's basically at 50%. At 100%, when they hit 100%, they're just gonna turn on and all this. They're gonna turn on the scaling. They're gonna turn on the 5G nodes, and it's gonna be blazing fast wherever you go. It's basically gonna be like T-Mobile's network of mid-band, but it's gonna be either faster or just as better. I'm not saying Verizon is like the big. I'm not saying Verizon surpasses T-Mobile for them to go like bankrupt or anything. Verizon is smart. I like this. They're definitely increasing the fiber. They're definitely making it faster every day, and they've been planning this for about 2 years now. They actually started in 2019 when they turned on millimeter wave. Now it didn't travel everywhere, only a certain part. Like let's say you were close to a store or a gas station and you walked across the street. That's the maximum the millimeter wave could go to. But now everywhere you go to, it's literally connecting everywhere. You still have millimeter ultra wideband everywhere you go, and the speeds are insane. They keep improving. They also up their fiber to 115 terabytes of data per second, which is insanely fast. That means you can basically upload and download anything in a split second. And I like what Verizon is doing with this. They're also improving their advanced technologies. They're making sure all connections are pretty much up to speeds with their 5G core reliability connections. Basically, wherever you go, you should have full bars or 3 bars max, depending on what phone you have. Basically, like me, you should have basically full bars and speeds that are just insane. If you do a speed test, you should be getting, by the end of 2023, you should be getting 200 or even 500 to a gigabyte down, or even 3 gigabytes everywhere you go, just either with midband or millimeter wave. And that's how Verizon is doing it. That's how crazy they are with improving their network. And that's what they're doing with their that's what they're doing with their current customers. They want everyone to upgrade, because the more you upgrade, the more they can improve the 5G network. Now, if a lot of customers don't upgrade, they're still not going to stop upgrading the network. Like, they have no choice. The only downfall is the current customers are going to miss out on the 5G experience. Yes, they're using LTE. Yes, they are using LTE, and some customers with LTE will see faster improvements than what they saw 10 years ago. But eventually they have to upgrade to a 5G phone. Even if it's a flip phone, they don't use a lot of data. They have to upgrade, and this is where Verizon comes in strategy. They're accelerating at a fast pace, and they're going to make sure everyone enjoys the benefits of this crazy high-speed network that they call 5G. But what do you guys think about this? I think this is a good idea. I'm hyped to see how Verizon will do this. They're going to go crazy on this. They're investing $17 billion this year, and they're not going to stop. Yes, their CapEx is going to go down for a little bit this year, but they are on track to invest that billions of dollars on this. Maybe I think it's $20 billion by next year. But let me know what you guys think about this. I'll leave a link below to the description. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.